last week, the Manitoba Radon Network hosted a symposium here in Winnipeg with a focus on developing a 5-year action plan for Manitoba to protect residents from radon, which has been found to be present at dangerously high levels in 43% of Manitoba homes. This is the highest in Canada, and it is the second leading cause of lung cancer, affecting thousands of Manitobans. For decades, this issue has fallen on deaf ears, despite available knowledge and previous advocacy by many organizations. What is this government's action plan for radon?
The Honourable Minister of Health, Seniors and Long-Term Care.
Yeah, I really appreciate that question from the member for Tyndall Park. I'll admit I'm a nurse, I've worked in healthcare a long time, but it's only in recent years that I've had the opportunity to learn about radon and the impacts of it. Early on in our administration and early on in my role as health minister, I had many conversations about the impacts of radon. I've talked to doctors about this and have been exploring the ways in which we can make sure that, first and foremost, Manitobans are informed about the effects, what to look out for, and what tools are available to them to keep themselves safer. So we recognize there's more work to do in this space. We're going to keep working with local experts, and I'd be more than happy to keep the member for Tyndall Park up to speed on how we do that work.
The Honourable Member for Tyndall Park.
Honourable Speaker, radon is an invisible, odorless, and tasteless radioactive gas that is naturally present in the environment and comes from the breakdown of uranium in soil and rock. While diluted outdoors, it can accumulate to dangerous levels in enclosed spaces like homes, making it the leading cause of lung cancer in non-smokers. Newly built homes are better insulated than older homes and are therefore often at greater risk of having high levels of radon. Will this government follow what Ontario and BC have already done and act to include radon mitigation as mandatory for major renovations or new homes in Manitoba's building code?
The Honourable Minister of Health, Seniors and Long-Term Care.
You know, again, a very reasonable question being brought forward by the member for Tyndall Park. It would be great to see any member of the PC caucus take the same approach. But what I will say is that I think the member recognizes that this is an issue that actually crosses different portfolios, right? So the good thing about our government is that unlike the previous government, we actually talk to one another across the caucus and cabinet table. We work together to the benefit of all Manitobans. So this is something on the medical side we're exploring, making sure, again, the information gets out to Manitobans, but it's something across the departments of health, environment and climate change. You know, there's ways in which we recognize we need to partner across departments to do work in this space while working with the experts and making sure we're keeping Manitobans informed. More work to do in this space. Of course, we're going to look at other jurisdictions.
Your time has expired. The Honourable Member for Tyndall Park.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. Testing for radon can be expensive. If the presence of radon is confirmed, the installation of a radon mitigation system in a home can cost $3,000 or more. Unfortunately, many Manitobans cannot afford to do either, forcing them to live at higher risk of lung cancer. Does the government have a plan to subsidize radon testing and mitigation for Manitobans who need it?
The Honourable Minister of Health, Seniors and Long-Term Care.
It's a really great question. What I can tell the member, she's raised a few really important points. The rates of lung cancer, which are unfortunately we're seeing increasing, are a direct result also of radon-related issues, amongst a whole host of other things. And we have been working with and meeting with Cancer Care Manitoba to find ways to ensure that more Manitobans, in particular those who we know are not getting access to screening in a timely manner, have the information, have the resources, have the accessibility to testing and screening so that we can improve the health outcomes of those who are affected. Ultimately, we want more Manitobans to hear those 4 magic words: you are cancer-free. We also want to do the work to do everything we can to keep people safe in advance and to be proactive and preventative.
Time is